I'm back doing more testing of this new helmet setup. So, a few things. I removed my windshield, but I made some other changes at the same time. I removed my windshield, looked inside the helmet, really didn't see anything I needed to change except the right earpiece could probably be moved a little. And now that I'm back out, I'm back to getting a ton of air through the front vent, which I wanted. Even with the GoPro up in front of it, plenty of air. So as dumb as I am for saying it, I guess the windshield was doing its job, but I didn't get that even when I guess when I was lifting my head up above the windshield, the top of my head might have been above the windshield, but maybe I just wasn't clearing the GoPro, and that the air change caused by the presence of the windshield, even above it, was enough to apparently keep air from reaching the air vents. Now, I can't say that I think the air is there on the top vents. You know, the top is designed where it comes through and it's supposed to go out the rear. I guess that's working. I can definitely tell before and after when I open and close the front vent. It's a lot of air, a lot more than on my full face Shoei helmet. And the other thing I didn't realize while I was kind of looking through the package of stuff, I had not installed the breath guard. I thought on my first Shoei that was just installed when it came. Maybe I'm wrong, but it wasn't installed. But I wasn't having a problem with fogging up. Even I saw some reviews say that the sun visor misted up on them. I haven't had that issue, but I went ahead and threw the breath guard on the front, so I have that in now. And I can really tell the difference with the airflow. So I guess when we get cooler weather, cold weather, I would put that windshield maybe back on. And the other thing I've done is I'm not working on the external battery pack right now. I decided to put in a GoPro battery. You know, I did lift up the modular helmet when I had the Movo microphone, and you know, you end up, it is a lot of extra cord flapping around. That cord is fairly thin, whereas the external battery has a thicker battery. And I prefer using the external battery, but it's a trade-off because I don't like getting the solutions I've seen to somehow attach it to the helmet. God, it would be so good if Shoei had a way to record, not Shoei, sorry, if Cardo had a simple way to record the audio. I really like the airflow from the helmet, and to make sure it wasn't just the windshield. If I close the vent, I'm gonna do that now. All right, so I just closed the vent. Open it. Oh yeah, definitely air coming from that helmet. That wasn't there before when I had the windshield up. So that's really interesting. I mean, I guess you're watching this going, duh, you put a windshield up, but you know, there's air coming from underneath, there's air steer from the sides, and I had stuck my face around, but again, maybe it just wasn't around as much as I thought. Alright, now the top of the helmet, let's see, closed right now, and open. For me, that's a lot more subtle. Now the other thing I'm having with this helmet, and I had it in the beginning with my other helmet, was the top of my ears are folding down. And I saw a few videos with people with different helmets all having the same issue. So another thing to question and test here is now with the front vent and more air coming through the front, is that changing anything with the sound quality? Because the microphone is right in front of the helmet where the front vents are. And one thing about the Movo microphone, which I like the microphone, but the little wind sock that they have that comes with it doesn't stay on. It comes off immediately. And I've already lost it. Somewhere along the way it popped off again, just like on my other one. But I found on my other one I really didn't need it. I guess you call them a dead cat. So I'll have to see when I get back how today's audio sounds, because yesterday it was on there and I noticed when I stopped at some point it was off again. And I have a spare, but I'm not even sure. I think I would have to like use some glue or something to keep it on. And I have a feeling I'm going to have to find another solution, because I don't like the cable hanging out. Now I'm also testing different video settings. So I had been recording with the external battery at 4K 30 frames a second, and to get longer battery life, everybody online would say, well, to use 1080. So that's what I'm doing. And of course the other commenters will say you shouldn't use 1080 for anything other than just your own simple recording. And I'm gonna test the video quality, because that's what I'm recording in. We'll see, you know, of course after you upload it to YouTube and they compress it, your video quality, something's got to give at some point. But I am no expert on that stuff, and maybe my standards, I mean I like 4K video quality for sure, but for these purposes I'm just not sure it's that important to me, but we'll see. I really like the amount of wind coming through this helmet when the vent is open. It gives a feeling of quote-unquote wind in your face that I don't get with my other full face Shoei when the vent is open. I'm going to test this again. So when I open the top vent, I think I hear a little more wind noise. I can hear the little cable for the Movo microphone that's bouncing around on the outside of my helmet. It's subtle, but you can definitely hear the little tat 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 of it hitting. So I'm gonna have to find an alternative. I don't feel much air. I'm gonna open just the top. So I've opened just the top, and I think that creates a little more wind noise, but not terrible. Now with all the wind feeling, you know, obviously all the wind is back on my body, which is fine, except when it gets cold, it's nice to have the windshield as a buffer. Today was a beautiful, warmer day. I still don't really feel much from the top, but I'm going to open the front again. Yeah. And man, that's very, very noticeable. And it's not a complaint. Like, now there's no in between. It's either open or not. And the way it's directed in my case is pretty much hitting me square between the eyes and going to the top of my between the eyes and up to just my forehead, right in that center area is where I'm feeling it.